What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one. And this is more good news about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. So, this news recently came out that Bank of America may be loosening its stance on Bitcoin. So, there are a lot of pros with this, even though it might not be directly correlated with the price by the time this video comes out. But, I mean, overall, once again, you've heard it in the past, you're going to hear me say it again. This is all about adoption. So this is great for adoption overall. So even though this news article came out, there may not be a huge spike upwards. Actually, today is the 19th of July and cryptocurrencies are, I don't want to say crashing, but they're definitely going down. And this is the day that the news came out. But in the future, this is good for mass adoption. And we'll kind of look through this news right here. So Bank of America may be loosening its stance on Bitcoin. Driving the news, Bank of America has approved the trading of cash-settled Bitcoin futures for some clients. Why it matters? This would be a change of tone from a banks that historically distanced itself from the cryptocurrency business. So if we think back to a couple years ago, if you go way back, back to 2010, no one knew about crypto except for, computer geeks and nerds, that's what they would call them. And then fast forward to, some of the crypto upswings, it was just very crypto enthusiast would be, that 2013 range. And then you fast forward to 2017. And once again, you started getting a little bit of institutions, a little bit of small companies. I wouldn't even say institutions, the small companies. And now in this 2021 bull run, that's when all of these companies are starting to change their tone a little bit. They're starting to, accept it. And even though this may be a small article and a lot of people might have brushed it over, it's actually pretty big. Bank of America is a humongous bank that is starting to adopt and accept cryptocurrency. So that means that these are here to stay from these institutions. Of course, El Salvador was huge news as well, and that was a small country. Next steps are more small countries. And then, we'll see what happens from there. But if we look at this article, and this is kind of what I'm talking about in the past, this is what, Bank of America CEO said. Currently, we do not lend against cryptocurrencies and do not bank companies whose primary business is cryptocurrency or the facilitation of cryptocurrency trading and investment. So this is a complete 180-degree turn in their stance. So, of course, first, they're going to let, certain individuals, and it's probably the wealthy individuals, that they will allow for their cryptocurrency plays, initially. And then once it becomes more mainstream, they'll open up to the retail investors. But once again, this is just baby steps, guys. We're working forward to mass adoption, and that's why we should be accumulating now when the prices are lower. So if we look at the article a little bit more, clients of brokerages sitting on crypto trading sidelines have had other options like Coinbase and Robinhood. And, we've all had our fair share of problems with Robinhood. Coinbase, of course, there hasn't been a huge scandal that I can think of yet, but that's our best bet, our Coinbase, our Kraken, KuCoin. Not that these are bad exchanges, but they're nothing like Bank of America. It's a huge bank, second largest in USA. So why is this important? First off, let's dig into what are futures. And they're very similar to options contract, but here I'll read this from Investopedia. A futures contract is the obligation to sell or buy an asset at a later date at an agreed upon price. So futures contracts are a true hedge investment and are most understandable when considered in terms of commodities like corn or oil. So most of the times you think about futures contracts, it's like oil. They're buying a set amount of oil at a set price for a future date, And the difference between an option and a future, an option is the right but not the obligation to purchase, something at a certain price and certain date. But a future is the right and the obligation. So you have to buy whatever product at that certain time at that certain price. So that's the main difference between futures and options. And then who trades futures? I think this is important too. For the most part, futures, they were invented for institutional buyers. So the dealers who intend to actually take possession of crude oil barrels to sell to refiners or tons of corn to sell to supermarket distributors. That's, what futures were initially made for. And that's why Bank of America, even though they're starting these futures trades, it's probably for their clients who have a lot of zeros at the end of their accounts. So it's probably for, the larger, high valued clients who they're going to start these Bitcoin futures for, if you will, institutions, kind of sort of. So just looking at it from another angle, this is the CoinDesk article. Bank of America, the second largest bank in the U.S., has approved the trading of Bitcoin, which, as you can see right now, it actually is down, futures for some clients, according to two people with knowledge of the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity. Like most institutions, the bank has been conservative in its approach to the crypto sector, but due to large amounts of margin required to trade the futures, it's now allowing some clients to access the crypto market, one of the sources said. So I won't read this entire article, but in essence, this is why it's important, especially today when the market is trending down, for you to keep averaging in. And at some point in time, there is going to be a turn in direction. So the prices are going to start, appreciating again and starting to go up. And these institutions are buying now. So this is our time to buy now as well. If you have any more questions, or if you have any coins or any articles that you want me to review, just let me know in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys next time.